Now I'd like to discuss our absolute value. Um, Absolute value, if you're not aware, is basically derived from the order of operations. So we have PEMDAS, right? And as you know, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, as you read them in your problem, left to right, or as you get to them, addition, subtraction, as you get to them, left to right. Well, in our parentheses, we have grouping symbols, and that's really what parentheses are, grouping symbols. So we have curved set of parentheses. We have a square set of parentheses. We got some curly set of parentheses. And then we're not in geometry. We have these straight line sets of parentheses. And these straight line sets of parentheses are actually called our absolute value. Now, all of our sets of parentheses group things, and the absolute value also groups things, but the absolute value also does something else. To make this kind of clear, I'm going to draw a number line, but I'm going to kind of mess it up a little bit. So bear with me here for just a second. All right, so here's our number line. Right in the middle is 0. I kind of want you to pretend that this is a book, and this is my binding right here at 0. So if I take this book and I come over here to a number of 5, when I fold this book and it folds over, where would that number actually hit on the number line? Well, it should hit at -5. Well, how you'll see that written in absolute value form is simply this. The absolute value of 5 is 5. The absolute value of -5 is also 5. Now, as we've talked about previously, 5 and -5 are opposites, but that's not what our absolute value is. Our absolute value is actually the distance it takes to get from 0 to 5, or its distance from 0. Okay, and the same distance it takes to get from 0 to 5 is that distance from 0 to -5. Okay, and I like to kind of dumb this down a little bit. To me, I'm really focusing on that word. It's a distance. All right, and years ago, a little history about myself. I used to high jump, and I wasn't very good, but I jumped anyway. And I used to be able to jump 6 foot. Well, 6 foot is a positive distance. Anybody will tell you that. Eventually, one of these days, I will die, and they will bury me 6 feet in the ground. That is also a 6 foot distance. That's not a negative. That is a positive distance in the ground. We have no such thing as a negative tape measure. So that is the same 6 feet that you measure from the 6 feet above the ground to the ground. You would measure that same distance from the ground into the ground to bury me. No different than if I went 6 feet left, 6 feet right, 6 feet forward, or 6 feet back. It's all used with the same distance on that tape measure. So to me, the most important thing upon this definition is a distance from 0, and that is what we call our absolute value. So if you remember that an absolute value changes any number, a positive or a negative, to a positive, that's also another way to remember the absolute value.